Yo, what's good, Peace City? It's your man, Big Rock, and this is Hustle and Grind. Playboi Meez. Say one time for the people.
Wagwan, Playboy, that's the man.
Playboi just saying hello to himself now.
Yeah,
he's bougie and big like that. He calls himself a third person now.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, we got a special guest. We got 3 special guests in the building, but like 4, let's be honest. We got one coming back. We'll talk about that
little
later.
reunion thing.
Yeah, a little family reunion thing, but it's calm, man. Rosel, bro, it is so good to see you again, brother. How you been, man?
How we doing, my G? Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm good, bro. How are you?
Man, I'm good. I was literally just gonna say, what's this 3rd time we've had you in here?
Yeah.
First time I think was like just getting to know each other.
Yeah, I think that was an interview that was coming in, and Raj actually told me to come along that evening. And
I believe so.
And I think that was one of the first times we had met. And then
Boom.
Second time round, I think, was when Farhan came on for his interview. And then
you think this man worked here instead of me? You know what I mean? I don't remember any of those situations until he told me.
Right.
But yeah, I actually remember, dude. Like when you mentioned that the first time you came through, you were like just sort of chilling, and like when someone's an artist, when they're just like the way they carry themselves.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you do, man? You're like, bro, I make music, man. I make music, bro.
Bro. Too long in it now.
way too long, bro. Way too long. But yeah, man, I was gonna say, like, you've been quiet for a while since your last release. Like, and I've obviously been seeing you pop up recently again. Yep. You started to get back into the grind of things. Yep. Bro, give people a little bit of a backstory on you, yourself, and like what you do, what kind of music you make, and where you're from, man. I think people would love to know that.
Yeah. Well, my name's Rosel. I'm 22 years of age.
Yeah.
I was born in South Africa, in Cape Town, but actually lived in Johannesburg as a child.
Okay, bro, both those places are hectic as hell. You know, when people are like, I grew up in Shoutout. I mean, nah, you don't understand.
Dude, it's crazy.
That place is rough. Man, Playboi, even Jedd tells me about that place sometimes. I'm like, bro, I thought I grew up rough in West Africa.
Yeah, man.
We had bombs dropping. You're like, nah, we make bombs.
Bro, yeah, man, it was an interesting time to be there, but, you know, like, I had a good family and everything, so, you know, it was good. I moved here when I was 8.
Yeah.
And then I pretty much found music a couple years later, and then just for the past couple of weeks, you know, like you said, there's a track that's in the mix. It's coming up.
Yeah.
And
talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, of course. But I've been making music for about for a few years now. 2012 was when I initially my interest had fully peaked for music.
Absolutely.
I knew it was something that I really wanted to be involved with.
Yeah.
And then
man, I was gonna say, you just sort of transitioned me to the next question. Is like, you know, what got you into music specifically? Like,
well, it was
what or who? You know what I mean?
It's actually not the usual question, the usual answer that you would get from other people.
Okay.
My inspiration, what got me into music, was actually a Disney movie.
Okay.
So
you gotta let me in on this one, bro. Because a lot of people's ears perked up just then.
Yeah. So
granted, Disney.
Hey, Disney's goated, man.
Bro, there's a reason why they're the biggest entertainment company on earth. They might have understood the music side of things too. You know what I mean?
Hey, if Raj is hearing this, man, don't let Disney take any credit for this. Yeah. Right? Like that, okay? They get none of this. All right.
Look, Disney, if you want to send a check, maybe we can talk. You know what I mean?
Maybe. All right.
Yeah, I mean, come for us, not for you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Considerable negotiations. All right.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, you were saying, Disney. Continue.
Yeah. So I don't know if you ever heard of the movie Let It Shine.
Let It Shine. No.
So it was a Disney movie, and it was pretty much just this kid, like, who was just trying to, like, be a rapper, and he went through these, like, huge blockades and all that in his life. His father was a pastor, neglected rap music and all that, and then pretty much the ultimatum of the movie was just this kid just rapping and pouring his heart out on his songs, and I really resonated with that, you know, as a young, you know, teenager. That I was all for that. So next minute I started like mimicking the raps, singing them back, writing my own lyrics, but like trying to like bite some of his shit. And then long story short, when I was at school, shortly after finding the movie, as I don't know, the universe or God himself would have it, a friend of mine in art class was listening to music, and I didn't have my phone with me on my earbuds.
Yeah.
And I asked him if I could listen to what he was listening to. He popped an earbud in, and it was Cleaning Out My Closet by Eminem. And then that was when the ball really started rolling.
Eminem, like, as a kid, man, when you first hear him rap, you start to process, like, rap itself. He is one of those dudes, man. Like, this is the second time I'm talking about Eminem tonight. As far as an influence, if you're born, like, if you're, like, around the ages of 20... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And up from there,
it was just the
Eminem
energy,
was
man.
an era, man.
It was just the energy that captivated me.
Dude, let's be honest. Like the guy's the smartest wordsmith there is.
Jesus.
And I like a lot of rappers, man.
I remember when I read that he was like he like read the dictionary and all that. I was like, man.
At the time you think like,
I was like, I'm gonna be doing that.
You're
I'm gonna
so
like
smart, you know what I mean?
all that kind of shit. I literally took sticky notes.
Yeah.
And I like every single day I would like write down words in these sticky notes and the definitions.
Yeah, and then just
put them on my cupboard board in my wardrobe. And every single morning I would like open it up and go, all right, let's dedicate to a word and all that. It lasted 2 months, but like.
Bro, but this is the thing. Like rappers don't do things like this anymore. So therefore, they're traits that rappers, like young rappers, will pick up from them that aren't necessarily helping them.
Yeah.
Like flourish their skills. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So that's that. Bro, we grew up in a good time.
Yeah.
We grew up in a good time. We had Eminem, we had the Jay-Z's and
50 Cent.
50 Cent, bro, and 50 Cent, bro, from the get-go, before the hustle. Like, you know, everyone talks about hustling right now. He's been doing it, bro. He's been doing it for a minute.
Dude,
so, Matt, let's try not to get too sidetracked with these other artists, because, like, you know, let's not forget we're here talking to Rosel.
For sure.
Man like Rosel. But, yeah, man, dude, I was going to say, like I was saying, I kind of alluded it, to this question before. Yeah. Like, you have been out of the game for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I believe your last release was Runaway, yeah?
Yeah.
And, like, did you come through here for that one? I believe so. Or no?
No, not for Runaway.
It was way back. Okay. Thanks, Raj. I appreciate that. He's trying to be slick and quiet, but Raj, the guy that looks like Suge Knight, Jedd, show him on the camera. Put his face on camera. Yeah, that guy. That guy. Don't trust him. He's a Liverpool supporter. Anyways.
Wow.
Yeah, you too, Meezy.
Whoa.
Yeah, we'll come back for you, boy. No, it's calm. But yeah, like I was saying, bro. Since Runaway, like what is it that's bringing you back into making music again, and also give people a bit of a rundown on what Runaway was and what this new project is, and like the progression between. Do you know what I mean? It's always like that was then, this is now.
Yeah, there's been a split. Okay.
Exactly.
I never left music. First and foremost, that was always there.
Yeah.
Music was always going. After Runaway, I was still making music. It was at a point where I had actually sat down with Raj and I discussed with him. And I said, look, man, I wanna really start working and honing on a sound that I really feel proud of performing live.
Absolutely.
And also actually putting out there first and foremost.
Yeah.
Not to say that I wasn't proud of the previous tracks before. I mean, Runaway, Zone, La La Land, Nightfall, all that, good shit.
Yeah. You're talking about a place of progression. Like, it's always good to move forward instead of back.
For sure. So,
absolutely.
So pretty much within the 2-year span, it was a lot of trial and error. It was a lot of practice, a lot of developing.
Yeah.
You know, Raj and I would be sitting in the studio, and him and I would actually be breaking down lyrics and flows. We would be referencing tracks. The best one that I have to memory was Too Much by Drizzy, and we were taking a look at we were taking a look at the patterns and the flows and the way that he moved and the way that his lyricism and he enunciated his words into the grooves of the beat. Things like that, you know, and then it came into sound selection, you know, the direction that the sound was going to move to. Is there going to be a consistent piece in there? So within that span, there was a lot of that, a lot of back and forth, and then vocally as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, I took the time and the effort to actually get in towards vocal coaches to progress my vocals. I took the time to really push on my voice when it comes to rapping and just being present in a track fully.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and then Runaway was just like a mainstream track. It honestly came off. The process was funny. It was there was a reference, and it was No Less by G-Eazy, and I was with Sheldon at the time who runs Level Studios.
Yeah, shout
out Sheldon.
Everything he touches turns to gold.
Right, you know. So I remember I played it off for him, and then he started cooking up, and then it really turned out well. And then that's when I eventually reached out to my cousin Corey Holland.
Yeah.
He jumped on the track, and then it just flowed to be that. We picked our topic, you know, just running away and just wanting to be with someone and just kind of feel in that place where, like, you don't really need anything else other than that person.
Yeah.
You know? And then we kind of just took it from there, and then that was how Runaway came about. So
that's what's up. And like, what would you say you've been doing since then? Like, and obviously, I know you have a release that's coming up soon.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
In between that time till now, like, I was gonna say, like, onto I guess the next question, really, like, have you been producing in the meantime in between that? Is that something that you sort of trying to get into?
Yeah.
And also, like, where the beats at? You keeping them to yourself? You sending them to other artists low key? Are you like some super producer that's just keeping it low key?
Well,
you just dropped something for Drake a few weeks ago and you're just like chilling?
No, didn't you hear one of my beats was on the Future album?
Oh, that's the Thames and Drake one, wasn't it? Yeah, you motherfucker.
It's I have been producing, and I got to give my roses where it's due. Fran, he really helped progress that skill set along the way.
Shout out Fran, man.
Yeah, shout out Fran. I remember when I hit him up, I said to him I want to start taking on producing and developing that skill set.
Yeah.
And it was at that time he started to show me the world of FL Studio, how to move around percussion, melodies, and everything. And then it got to the point where I started to become really develop a really strong skill set in flipping samples and melodies. And like I've got a really, really good skill set in that. In regards to the beats themselves, I've sent them out to a couple of people here and there, but a lot of it's been close to the chest. Not because I'm like I want it all for myself. It's just I've been in this place where I've been really prioritized towards my music and the things that I want to say and what I believe I have to give out to the world. Yeah. So, that's just been the basis of it. And then everything else, man, it's just been life. I've just been with my family, my team, and just working and just experiencing things, just working to put things in my music,
Before we move on to the next one, I was going to say, like, quickly give people a rundown about your team because, like, some people have teams and then some people have, like a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So,
give people a quick rundown on who's in the background, what they do, and how important they are to the grand scheme of things.
For sure. So my team that is really close to my inner circle and like essentially my two rocks that keep me really grounded. Raj Shah and Malik Tillman. Yeah. Raj Shah's my manager.
Two of the most blackest sounding names you've ever mentioned. Malik and Raj. It sounds like you've just joined the Brothers of Islam.
Bro, it's like
you're a 5%er now, huh?
Bro, it's a mix, man. Like I'm telling you, I'm born in South Africa. Raj from Kenya and Malik, his roots run into the States, man. So it's like. There's a good mix, but for real though, these two guys have been like they're my rocks. Like Raj is my manager, unprecedented work ethic. Like the way that he thinks about things is, it's very difficult to come by, and it's hard for people to think on that same scale. So there's a lot of things that he says that I trust in, and I have full faith in. Malik as well. Malik's a deep thinker, so there's a lot of things where I can come to him and approach him with, and he always knows the right thing to say and how to just put me back in a really good direction. He's a designer. Just putting that out there, the designs are fucking crazy. Yeah. So, his work's cut out for him for sure.
Absolutely, man. And I think to artists, young budding artists that have made it, man, and a lot of the time people forget like how important a good team of people around to have around you. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. You can be an amazing artist, but if you don't have the right like network of people that is pushing you and keeping you on track. Bro, things can go awry very quickly.
Yeah,
you know
for sure.
What I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But dude, I want to come back to this conversation, but I think Meezy, we're gonna let you run a couple tracks, if anything, because I think we got a few more questions before we run the final track.
Hell yeah.
So what we'll do is Meezy run a couple of the old stuff, just to give people a little taste of what was, and then now we'll give them a little bit of what is.
Yeah, the new stuff.
Exactly. New track, who you? Who it is?
Yeah, new track, who it is? Yeah.
We saw them before.
I don't want that old Rosel.
I want that new Rosel. Hey, yo, price gone up. Yeah, yesterday's price?
Yeah, not today's price.
Yeah, that know the thing.
Alright, ready to run it?
Yeah, we saw them off with Runaway, and then we'll go into the other one. And
perfect, man.
Perfect. No problem.
Man, see that big rock. It's
Playboi Meez
and
Rosel.
And this is Hustle and Grind, man. We'll be right back. You back to listen to the Runaway. Peace. Yo, T-Man Big Rock, and we're back, man. I'm here with Rosel. Man like Rosel.
What's
Blue,
happening?
tell me about that last one. So Runaway, that was your like oldest. That's one of your older tracks, yeah.
Yeah, oldest track, latest.
Latest. And so the vocals, who was doing the vocals?
Corey Allen, that's my cousin.
Bro, strong vocals. That like I was just saying. I was saying before, it's heavy EDM vibes.
Yeah.
Like
he was also on Nightfall. Like my first official release, he was on Nightfall. That received a lot of praise too as well. I remember that.
No, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Dude, we're gonna jump into talking about like your more recent release, but I kind of had a quick squiz through your Roadshow podcast. You kind of were talking about your creative process in that.
Yep.
I was gonna say, like, do you want to give people a bit of a rundown of like what is the creative process for someone like yourself, Rosel?
Yeah. Okay. My creative process.
Yeah, and like how is it like when you're like from concept to finished product?
Yeah. Okay. It goes in a few directions, but overall it sits on an experience-based thing.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, real quick, I'll make this easier for you. What's the next track that we're going to play?
Heartache Freestyle.
Heartache Freestyle?
Heartache Freestyle.
Yeah. So, how did that come about? That's a perfect one. How did you put that together? What was the process?
That was purely based off the experience I was having at the time. So that was when I was with Sheldon, I was around Jason, Fran, that sort of stuff. Like, that was when I was younger. I had a lot of time on my hands and I was like in the studio frequently and consistently.
Yeah.
And this was when I was just working with Farhan, and I don't know, just the vibes of the guys were just so good. I was just in such a good place. You know, like I enjoyed being around Sheldon. He was always cracking jokes. Farhan was just always like really had a strong mentality on him. You know, Jason always, had these good things to say, and then it kind of just floated from there. So I took that experience that I was having around the guys, and I just started to, just jump the words out onto the track. So the concept started off with that, and then I built it from there.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, essentially, the first step to your process with that song specifically, or in general, life. Like take lessons of life that you've got, and also just people around you.
Yeah, I mean,
pick from
shit, man. Like La La Land, for example. Yeah. That I simply took the experience of someone else in front of me, which was a homie at the time.
Yeah.
His first experience at the strip club. We took him to a strip club.
Yeah.
I watched him right from the get-go all the way till the very end.
Yeah.
He got milked by a stripper. He was infatuated with her. He loved her. She did her job beautifully.
She was a professional.
Oh, man. Dude, professional, man. And then I simply took that on board.
Yeah.
Beat came around, started thinking of a topic, and that popped into my head, and I said, all right, I'm running with that. And I took it from there.
Yeah.
But it can jump in a lot of different bases. I write lyrics consistently as well, on top of other beats or just in my head.
Yeah.
And if a beat comes around, and if a lyric fits really well into it, there's my topic, and I run with it. So it can be a bit of a back and forth thing. But yeah.
Would you say, like, your process can easily be duplicated, or is it specifically chiseled for you?
No, because no one's living my life.
I appreciate that one, bro.
Yeah, y'all don't know.
That's what you call that's what you call a layup. You know what I mean? Actually, that's an alley-oop for you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Bro.
That was a good one. I like it. I kind of want to play another track of yours before we go into the next one.
Yeah, for sure.
I want people to sort of get an understanding of like I said, from where you've come from, where like in between that and then now. You know what I mean? So like. What was this, the Heartache Freestyle? This is something you made like not too long ago, but long ago enough that was. Yeah. It's been a good time gap between.
Yes, sir. Yep.
And you've just explained what the vibe is, so I think people are gonna be interested to see
let's go.
How it goes. You know what I mean?
Kane.
But yeah, man. This is Hustle and Grind. We're here with Rosel, and we're about to play Heartache Freestyle.
Let's go.
We're back, Bercy. And that one's definitely a different vibe, man. I was gonna say this is a whole new pocket of sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with the progression from that to this track, like would you say like production levels got better?
Yeah.
Would you say like more energy?
Oh, for
you
sure.
had more energy?
Yeah.
More things to work with.
That's because one of the things again is because I had Frown on my shoulder going, now again.
Yeah.
Now again. It's like he was in that producer place where he was breaking me and going again, try it this way. But yeah, for sure. 100%.
It's almost like a guru moment.
Yeah, 100%. Like my bars are there. Like my lyrics there were for sure, and it was just in those sessions we would just just going at it again and again and again. So the energy was definitely there for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Bro, I think we might as well play letters.
No, isn't it emails or something?
Yeah, emails. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm playing.
Sorry, it's DM.
Yeah, sliding in.
Before we go into it, man, I realized the cover art for letters is a little bit more significant than the rest of the other ones you've done. You know what I mean? Like, and I say that in the sense that it seems more specific.
Yep.
Give people a little bit of a rundown on the cover art and what the song itself means and the significance of just everything in general.
Yeah. Okay. Significance of it. Well, in the past 2 years, like I said, it was how I was doing a lot of work on the music and just the general life stuff and all that. Throughout that process, throughout making all the tracks that have come to fruition, that track came about, and that became the pure embodiment of the direction of where we were going, which was going back to the roots and the foundations of who I am as an artist and as an individual. And we thought, what better way to represent that than my nana, my grandmother, and that's the person on the cover. So her name is Rose Langton, Rosel. And for me, that's just, there's no better way than to, take someone's name that you love and put it on a stage in front of.
So that's actually where you got your name as well, like your rap name from.
Yeah. She inspired me when I was young. She was creative herself, not in the sense of musically, but
she
was creative. And so I remember I was sitting in a upstairs bar with Raj.
Yeah.
We were talking about the track. We had the track, and I was scrolling through photos on my phone, and I remember just seeing an old picture of my nana, and I showed him, and he was like, "I like that," and I was like, yeah, I reckon this could work really well.
Yeah.
I switched it to a black and white version, and then we really started speculating on the idea. And then that's when we sent it off to Malik. So Malik being a designer, Malik had designed the cover art, got that rolling. And so the track itself is going back to the foundations and the roots of who I am. And that's what you'll hear within the track. And there's no better way to embody that than the person's name that I carry.
No, absolutely, man. And this is the first time I'm actually realizing, when you mentioned the name thing, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This has already been planning itself in the back. You know what I mean?
Shit runs deeper than you think on this side.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, bro. I like when there's content or context to the content. You know what I mean? The fact that there's a story behind it makes me more inclined to listen to the song
for sure,
and taking the lyrics a little bit more. You know what I mean? I think anyone that's a music lover kind of appreciates that stuff a little bit. A little backstory always helps.
Yep.
But man, I think let's listen to the track, come back and run the last few questions, and then let you go, man.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, get you out this hot seat.
Let's go for it.
But this is Rosel with Letters. Hustle and grind, man. We always bring you the hits. Let's go.
That's like, yo, that ain't my track. This is
Look, and I know that their ego is precious, but not as much as my necklace. That shit was gifted to me by the woman who's never complacent and never so reckless. I still keep the letters she sent me. I still keep the letters she sent me. Better come right, better get low. This shit fire, get out my way. Don't play with a name that's above your pay grade. So don't play with a household name. I know you out here, but we ain't the same, so don't get confused. I keep it real in the front, and I don't waste time on deposits. I pay them up front. I'm here for them digits and personal funds. I'm tipping my hat to the future endeavors that we have all done. And personal shots is something that I don't really stand by. The words that I say may be personal, but those are the words that I stand by. And I know that they can be cold, but that's how I say it, and that's how I like it. So fly me to Europe or when is this cold, where I can just chill and reside. Ego is precious, but not as much as my necklace. That shit was gifted to me by the woman who's never complacent and never so reckless. I still keep the letters she sent me. I still keep the letters she sent me. Better come right, better get low. And I want another one, that vintage Alhambra, put that in rose gold or silver, diamond encrusted, quality product, just like the people I trust in, how to be number one in your lane, that one of a kind, that valley like Prada. You either pay full amount or you gon' get nada. You wanna talk price? Go take that up with my brother. And I know there's people out there that say that they love me, but nobody's gonna love me like my mother, and that shit's a fact. So I hold on to that for when shit gets heavy, cause mom, this shit gets heavy. People they want for nothing. And I know that their ego is precious, but not as much as my necklace. That shit was gifted to me by the woman who's never complacent and never so reckless. I still keep the letters she sent me. I still keep the letters she sent me. Better come right, better get low. Better come right. Better come right, better get low. Look, and I know that their ego is precious, but not as much as my necklace. That shit was gifted to me by the woman who's never complacent and never so reckless. I still keep the letters she sent me.
We're back.
Hell yeah.
Man, this definitely sounds like you found a pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't mean I'm just picking words out of my head right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, with this sound is, and forgive me if this sounds like I'm dissing the last stuff, but this just sounds like a more mature version of yourself.
No, yeah, 100%.
As far as an artist, when it comes to being able to bounce across melodies, like hold off a little bit, push that little bit. You know what I mean? Like the way you're dancing across, it's like a professional basketball player.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you know when to speed up, when to slow down.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, is this a sound that you think you're sort of gonna try to stick with, or is it just something you're gonna build off?
Yeah, definitely build off.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, we've been working like a lot on a whole bunch of tracks. This is just the stepping stone of what's on its way.
Yeah.
You know, this was one of the tracks that had come to fruition. We saw it for the strength that it had, and we went, yeah, this is gonna be it. And the next sounds that are on the way, man, like I can't tell you enough as to how excited I am to actually release these songs. You know,
you might have a little something for later, but we'll get there. We'll pace ourselves.
You know, but yeah, like to just coming back off on what you said, mature sound definitely 100%. That was just through the process of it all. You know, this track, you know, it wouldn't be the same without Noel. Noel actually produced this, Noel Reagan, and it was just one of the tracks where Noel made the beat. I started writing to it. It came about, and then when Raj and I started hearing it, we just knew that it was a really strong track, you know, and a really strong pocket.
Real quick, I just Playboy's girl just messaged me and said, "Shout out to grandmas and appreciate like you for shouting out grandmas."
Thanks,
you know what I mean?
man.
Because her nana's just over here.
Thanks, man.
Playboy, do you want to do a quick shout out to Naya and Nana at home right now, real quick?
I don't think Nana's listening, but shout out Naya. We see what you're doing.
What's her Nana's name again?
I think
Carol?
Carol.
Yeah, see, I remembered it before you did.
Right.
We're in for it. You just beat me to it. Chill.
Shout out Carol, shout out Naya. I
Hey,
appreciate
man,
y'all for tuning
it's
in.
family ties, bro. It's all it is, man.
Absolutely,
Roots
bro.
run deep.
Absolutely.
Back to
Shout
the roots.
out to Rosel for shouting out the nanas, bro. People don't realize how important nanas are, bro. For real.
Right.
Their inspiration just runs deeper than it goes, you
The
know?
soul and the heart of the family, man.
Absolutely.
Hold
The
together.
absolute monarch, yeah? I would say the
That
same.
question.
Yeah, so before we move on,
Yeah.
letters, man. What is that about, and what's the story behind coming up with the name Letters for the track?
So my grandmother, she was an old lady.
Yeah.
She sent letters to me.
Yeah.
You know, so phone communication.
I still
was
see the letters you sent.
Yeah, exactly.
See
where
okay.
I'm coming from. Yeah.
Okay,
So she sent a lot of letters to me when I was a young kid.
Yeah.
As I got older and as years went by, she became more savvy with how to text and everything. She was still pretty slow with it, but we made it work.
Yeah.
And just, you know, the letters, everything that she sent me, so every single letter that she sent me, I still have in my possession.
Yeah.
I still I've kept them the entire time. Everything that she's passed on, I've got it all.
Yeah.
And it was in 2014 when I had actually got a St. Christopher from her.
Okay.
And that hasn't come
What's a Saint Christopher?
It's a religious thing. So my grandmother was religious, and she believed, from what she told me, the Saint Christopher was meant to like help guide you on like safe journey throughout life and all that sort of stuff. So she passed that to me in 2014 when I was 14, and I haven't taken it off since. So
It means that much to you.
it means that much to me, you know, and I know that the ego is precious, but not as much as my necklace.
Hey,
You know,
bars.
it's this like this Saint Christopher holds more value, more than anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, a Cartier is not going to really replace it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I root you. I really want a vintage Alhambra, but if someone told me you got to trade the Saint Christopher for that,
no, it's not worth it.
Hey, I'm keeping the Christopher.
Yeah, it's
Don't
like
worry
selling
about
your soul, my dog. Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, dude, that's awesome. That like I said before, like there's a lot of meaning behind this track. I feel like to have not, if you didn't choose your Nana as the album art, the cover art, it would have been a waste.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because everything is almost like leading up to the fact that like this is one big culmination of how her influence on you and also how you feel about her.
It almost just makes you think though. It's like when Raj and I were talking about it, like I said before, I wasn't scrolling through my photos looking for a cover art.
It was a random occurrence.
I was just on my photos, and then she just popped up, and I was like, come on, like. Yeah, and then it just fell into place. So I don't know if that's a universal thing or just just God going, yeah, right, you gotta be doing that.
Think about it this way: we're now talking about a track that you made from that conversation.
Yeah.
So it's like things happen for a reason.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
100%.
You never know what track might be the one that takes you to the next level. You know,
right?
So, bro, if it's talking about your Nana or like Yeezy talking about Jesus,
facts.
Somehow, somewhere, someone's gonna vibe with it. You know what I mean?
Someone's got to.
Exactly. But man, what's next for Rosel? And also, like, I know Raj has kind of like alluded to other projects you guys are working on, and I'm hoping maybe there's a sneak peek somewhere coming, just in case. I mean, I'm just fishing at this point, but I hope there's a little something I can play for the guests, for the audience later. I don't know. It is what it is.
Hey, shit, man.
But yeah, what's in the works now for Rosel and crew?
Not on air. All right. Nothing on air.
Bet.
Most definitely afterwards.
So you're in the
deny
kitchen right now. You're cooking.
Bro, I'm cooking up a buffet, man.
Yeah, you got some frogwa in there.
Yeah, everything.
A little bit of Hermon Iberico.
Bro, what you want? Chicken carbonara? I got that too.
Bet, bro. This man said he's gonna get the carbonara going, bro.
I got all that.
All right, bet. So would you to give people a little insight into what you're working on? Maybe do you have projects that you're working on right now? And multiple?
Yes.
Okay, and not just music related.
Yep. So
you have your fingers in every pie. Pause.
Oh yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Take me out to dinner, bro. Hey, take me out to dinner, baby. Yeah. So musically, yes, there is a project in the works. Most definitely. It is shaping out to be a beautiful project. I am genuinely excited to actually release it. I've got some ideas floating around of how I really want to push this out. I've spoken to Raj a couple times about it.
Yeah.
It's really starting to blossom into like a really beautiful project. And still continuing every single day and every single week. There's always something new popping out on the music side. So there's definitely a project in the mix. In regards to other projects, real ones.
Yeah.
Yep. So that.
I see the shirts that I still haven't received yet, but.
We'll plug that up. Don't you worry about that, man.
Sorry, it's not your fault.
Hey,
I'm looking at one person, and it's a Liverpool supporter that looks like Suge Knight. Get him on camera again, Jedd. Just get that man's face on camera.
Bro.
God damn.
Yeah, there's some underlying beef in this.
Some hooligans in the building, bro. An actual hooligan in the house.
Oh, come on, bro.
But sorry, go on.
Projects in regards to real ones, that being a culture brand.
Yeah.
There's things in the works down the pipeline that we're looking at doing. Collaborations with other people. Just overall, just projects. Just happening left, right, and center, and that's just by being open-minded, and willing to not say no to things that come our way.
Absolutely. Well, dude, I was gonna say maybe let people know like when this track's coming out.
Yep.
Pre-save it, the whole thing. Let them know. Give them a little roll out.
All right. What's going on, everybody? This is Rosel talking to you. Next Friday, 13th of May, Letters drops. Be there or be square. I will see you all there. Pre-save now. Link is in my bio. If you want to find that on IG, it is Rosel_RO, ROSEL_RO.
Perfect. Man, like, it's been a while since the last time we chatted.
For sure.
It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Man, I wish you all the best with everything that you are doing and working on. And
Thank you, my G.
Raj, even though I hate your guts right now, Yeah? You're welcome here anytime because I'm that guy. I'm a nice guy. You know what I mean? I fuck with Calvin, fuck with Rosel, so I'm gonna let you back in the building, alright? But man,
thank you.
All jokes aside, man, it's always a pleasure working with you guys. I love working with you guys. But
thank you so much for having me, man. I appreciate it. I
anytime.
really love being here. I always love the chats and I always love the good vibes.
Right, anytime. That means a lot to us, man. We try to cultivate that to a certain degree.
How are you doing it?
It's not just winging it. You know what I mean? Although it seems like it after time. But yeah, Meez, you got a track lined up for the rollout?
Yes, sir.
So what we got?
We're gonna see some clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Donna.
Say less, man.
Yeah,
Say
that's
less.
Donna.